All right, good day, everybody. Oh, looks like it's a little dark in here. Wait, it is a cloudy, rainy, 36-degree winter day out here in North Idaho. My name is Ron Deere, and I'm coming to you from my home office in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I'd like to welcome you to this amazing Friday the 13th. Am I right? Is it? Yeah. Oh, ooh, it's Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. So, um, good morning, Pat. Good morning, Maggie. Good to see you. Two superstars here this morning. All right, we are going to talk about three things you need to do well to lead yourself. Not anybody else, but to lead yourself. My all-time, obviously, ultimate trainer on leadership is Mr. John Maxwell, and he talks a lot about this, and I wanted to share these three things with you to get you into your weekend and get you on pace to start leading yourself first, because you can't lead anybody else unless you're leading yourself, right? Unless you can lead yourself effectively, you can't lead anybody else. Liliana, good morning. Laura, good morning. Good morning. All right, so let's talk about these today. Share this out with your friends, your family, your teammates, your prospects, everybody and anybody. Show me some hearts and some likes, and let's get on with it. Number one, right? Get ready to write these down. There's only three. Three. Yeah. I knew I was missing something. My hand was killing me. I couldn't figure out why. Okay. For some reason, if I'm not wearing this silly thing. All right. Number one. Live intentionally. To me, this is probably one of the three. Well, they're all just extremely powerful, extremely important. You have to live intentionally. If you're just living your life, going along, whatever may come, right? It's going to come. It's going to happen to you. It's going to hit your life. It's going to. If there's an old saying that if you don't craft your dream lifestyle, someone else will craft your lifestyle for you. Meaning that if you've got a job, if you've got all these things going on in your life that you have no control over, and you're not at the center of making them happen, someone else is going to make you do those things, and you're going to be building their dream. You're going to be building their lifestyle instead of your own. So you need to live with intention. You need to get up every single morning and live with that intention, the intention to do better, the intention to personally grow, the intention to personal development, the intention to build your business, to take the time to develop your skill sets, to get better and gooder at who you are. You need to live that intentionally. If you're going to be a leader and you need to lead yourself, you need to live intentionally so that you can lead with intention your group, your team, your family, your culture, your community, whatever it is that you're developing, right? So number one is so very important. You need to live intentionally, okay? All right, number two, hope you're writing these down. Exceed expectations. You know, it's the old saying that under promise, over deliver. So many people over promise and under deliver. Don't be that. Exceed expectations. Whatever the expectations are for you in your life, exceed those. If someone just expects you to be that 9-to-5 worker that goes to work and does what they're told to do and that's it, exceed that. If someone just expects you to, I know you're going to do that thing, and we're going to expect that you're going to just make $100 or $200 a month, maybe if you're lucky. Exceed that expectations. Exceed any expectations in your life. If there are people brought on from outside of you, or if they're your own expectations. Because we're talking about the things you need to do to lead yourself, right? So whatever expectations you have in your life, exceed them. If you expect to be a certain rank by the end of the year, exceed that. If you expect to be making a certain amount of money, exceed that. If you expect to impact a certain amount of people's lives, exceed. Whatever your expectations are, exceed them. By living intentionally. These are decisions. These are choices you make, right? That's number three. And last but not least, this is so very powerful, so one of those things that you hear and you hear and you hear, and you're not going to be surprised when you hear this, but it is so, so very true. So, so very powerful. Be consistent. Be consistent. Be that person that always, always, always shows up, no matter what. Now, I know there are times in our lives when things happen. Yesterday was one of those days when I had to drive for almost an hour over to the VA hospital and sit in an MRI machine for 35 minutes while they looked at my shoulder. And I don't know, I haven't got the evaluation back on it, but it took 2 hours, more than 2 hours out of my time. And when I got home, I found out our daughter is having a really extreme case of vertigo. It was in the emergency room. And so we ended up, grabbing the two of our grandkids, Emma and Thomas, and all of these things. Life happens, and there's things that derail you. If you let that derail you, just because it's taking you off the path that you're normally on doesn't mean you can't modify that path and still be consistent in what you're doing. If you've decided to reach out to 10 people every single day and get them in front of your presentation, and you're going to do that from 9 to 11 in the morning or something, and it gets derailed because of things like this that come up, emergencies, family, emergencies that come up, or whatever it might be, things that are out of your control that change things, and you just move it. You do it later in the day. You do it, but you be consistent. I will tell you that consistency is going to win talent, beat talent, overcome talent every single time. Because typically the people that have talent, and they've done this, they've done that, and everything else, they're living in that pseudo life that says, okay, yeah, I've done really good, I'm here. They sit back and rest on their laurels. The consistent person, it's like the tortoise and the hare, right? They just keep going. They just keep going. They just keep going. And we've talked about this before. If you know what it takes for you to get what you want, now you can, it's called that ratio. You know that if you reach out to 10 people, 2 of them are going to join you, or 1 of them is going to join you. Then if I want 5 people, I got to reach out to 50 people. I got to get 50 people in front of my presentation. And if I'm consistent, I'm going to beat the person that can get 10, because I know that I can continue to go. I can continue to put out. I can continue to be consistent and do the work. Do the work. There are so many people on our team that, every day they show up, regardless of what's going on. Every day they show up. There's people like Bill and Laura and Giovanni and Maggie and Tony and Carlos and Lily and Dawn and Janice and Barbara and the list goes on, and Lily, and the list goes on and on and on, right? Yulia and Ksenia, and it's Troy Barrett, Christina Christophers. People that keep showing up and showing up and showing up. Jason Blair and LW. I don't know. We've got well over almost 4,000 people on the team. They show up. They're consistent. Now, they may not be 50 or 100K affiliates right now. They may not be 5K affiliates, but they're being consistent and they're going to show up. And I guarantee you, in your life, when you become consistent, things start to change. Now, what is that drive that keeps you consistent? That's a different story. That's a different thing that you've got to come to grips with. For me, it's vision. The vision of who I want to be, the vision of where I want to go, the vision of the lives I want to impact. That gets me up on those days when I just don't feel like I am exhaustedly tired today because of the day yesterday, right? They wrenched my shoulder all over the place, so I didn't sleep last night. We're concerned about our daughter. We had the kids here last night, and that always, disrupts sleep and so forth. So all of these things that go on, and you get up and you go, oh, man, maybe today I'll just take a break. Maybe I just need a break. And then all of a sudden that vision hits you, that drive hits you, that why hits you. Those people out there that you know that you can impact their lives, and you say, oh no, I just can't. I've got to reach out to 25 people today. I've got to get 25 people in front of this presentation. I've got to get 25 people in front of our products. There are people out there that need to see this. There are lives that need to be impacted. When you become consistent, you live intentionally, you exceed the expectations you have on yourself and others have on you, and you be consistent. And I love what one of the things he talks about. He's somebody, and I forget who it was that coined this phrase, but you need to become an actionist, right? You know, John Maxwell's famous line is, everything rises and falls with leadership. And I'm going to add something to that. This is maybe the Ron Deering version of that. I believe everything rises and falls with action. Everything in your life rises and falls with the action you take. With the action you take. Whether that action is an action that you're taking that propels you forward, that moves you forward in your business, in your life, in your personal development, in your personal growth, in your skill set development, in your skill set growth, and whatever it might be, that action, nothing happens if you don't take action. Nothing happens if you don't take action. Now, some people take action every single day, and it's the wrong action, and it's a bad action, and it takes them down a path that they shouldn't be going. And then there are those people that take action every single day of their life and have success. And we sit back and we look at them and go, what is it? You're no different than I am. Why are you so special? How come you're having so much success, right? What's up with that? It's because they're taking action. And they're not just taking any action, they're taking the right action. And how do you know what the right action is? You know the right action because it's moving you forward, not backwards, right? You've taken the things that you've done that you've failed at, you're learning from them, and then you're taking action. You're taking the steps that you need to do, the profit-producing activities and you're taking action. You're taking action. You're taking action. Good morning, Carlos, amazing servant leader. Sandra, good morning. Jedediah, thank you so much for what you sent. That is awesome what you gave us. Donna Ray, good to see you this morning. Good to see everybody today. It is Friday the 13th. That means to me it is an amazing day. It's an amazing day. How would you love to have 6 Saturdays and a Sunday, right? Well, you can do that by building action, by living intentionally, exceeding your expectations, being consistent, and becoming an actionist. Taking action. I believe that everything in your life rises and falls with the action you take. Do you understand that? Everything falls and rises with the action you take. Now, again, John Maxwell, I love his line. Everything rises and falls with leadership. I believe that. Leadership is one of those things, but within the baseline of leadership and behind all of that is the action that you take in your life. So God bless you all. I can't wait to see you on the next one. I'm going to keep this short because we've got a lot of things going on. God bless you. We'll see you on the next one.